Hello, this is George Hayes, and this is tutorial number 10 of Introduction to C, and we're going to be covering control flow today and the if statement and the conditional statement. We'll go ahead and get started creating our project, console project, C type. I'm going to name mine C010. And go ahead and open up main.c. Take away this first statement here, and we're going to add in two arrays, pass 1 and 2, and I'm not going to use those right away. We'll get some warnings because we don't use them right away, but don't worry about it. Those warnings will not cause any issues to start with. So finish this up, go on next, and create two integers, a and equal 5, b equaling 10. And while we're at, then we're going to start creating our if statements. I guess I should create a little room here. A is greater than b, and we'll do print f, and do else if, and in this case the first condition was if a is greater than b. Very simple statement. We could also sit there and make this a equals if a equals b in this case. Alright, see, this is called an else if statement here. It's actually two statements combined with the space between it. Some languages want that space removed. In this case, this C language actually requires that space in there, and so we then put in there f equals and then you have just a plain else. It means anything left over, whatever conditions that may be, calls this area. And so we go, just assume for now it's less than. Okay. Okay, and so if we go ahead and build that, what did I forget? Oh, missed the equal signs, typing too fast, sorry about that. And there's our two warnings for the variables we haven't used, as I was talking about earlier. Run, and it says it's less than, and of course a is less than b, 5 is less than 10, so enter, get out of that. And that's how your if statements is. Your conditions that can be used are, your greater than equals to. You could also have up here a less than, or add an equal sign behind it, less than and equals to. And then you can have a not equals, which is, exclamation mark with an equal sign followed behind it. And getting past that, let's go into something a little more useful. Then, well, I guess comparing two numbers together is quite useful. We're going to also bring in a string comparison here, and so we're going to hit pound include, and then you have to add the string library, string.h, and we're going to strcmp for string compare, pass 1, comma, pass 2. Now, we could just put it in like that and then have to write it in for each statement down through here. The other option is we create another integer, c equals, and then set it equal to string compare, this function, taking that out, copying it up here, and then put c as far as in here. Alright, Now with string compare, if the first value being compared is less than the secondary value, the returning result is going to be a negative value. If it's greater than the secondary value, then it's going to be a positive value. If they are equal, you'll get 0. So if you want to find out if it's equal, then you would put a not sign in front of it, and that would be equals. And then you can sit there and go, if A is greater than, then you put greater here, like that. And then of course leftover is again less. And so if we build, no errors, and run, it's equals, and that isn't the answer because I left that in there. Build again, and here we have the proper answer. I accidentally left an exclamation mark in there when I made a copy. It's less than currently, and that's correct because these lower cases are actually lower in value than the uppercase letters on it. And getting past that, we can also sit there and do this another way. We can sit there and take that same string compare function, copy it out of here, Control C, paste it down here, Control V, put a question mark behind it, and then give the two conditions we want, which in this case we're going to put a not sign in front of the string compare for because we're going to be looking for whether it's actually equal to or not equal to. So if it gives us a 0, then we'll get a 1. If it gives us anything else, we'll get some other opposite value as far as in it. Alright, so in this case what we're going to end up doing is going to put in, the first symbol is going to be equals to, as far as return, Control C is going to be first option out, and put a colon after it instead of semicolon. Copy it again in there, leave the semicolon at the end, and we're going to put not equal to. Alright, and looking at the string compare, it brings up, you have to really know how your function that you're looking up actually works, because if you don't, then you won't know what the results are that's going to come back from it and what to expect. So in this case we have it's less than and not equals now, which is correct on both of those cases because it's getting a less than from here and it's getting a not equals from here. If we change this to happy days, identical, built it, then it would have an equals on it and continues, and that should do as far as on that. Let's see, now there is another way you can sit there and use that string compare. If we use it define up here and call it compare, for example, and we copy this entire system here, Control C, into here, like take spaces out, just habit of mine, rebuild it, and you'll see we still have the equals and all as far as in there. Remove that because it hasn't changed. Now we'll put in the compare down here, semicolon at the end, build it again. We still get the result, and this time we'll comment it out and actually see that it actually removes that. And there, as you can see. Now, real quick thing you can also do as far as this, if you're looking for a good use for it, if you want to compare something, I'm going to copy this out of our tutorial number 6 and put it in here. It's the get line statement, get line function that we use there. And we're going to place it before this part here, get line, and we're going to put in pass 2 and size of pass 2, and don't forget the semicolon on the end, and you can actually leave the spaces as blank in here. Rebuild, and now what we in, if it comes out equals, great. And if we sit there and run it again, type something else in, it's less than, and so forth. So it actually can be used for stuff like that. And that concludes this tutorial, and hope you had a good time. And if you liked it, please subscribe to our thing. Thank you very much.